Hello and welcome back everybody to another World of Warcraft gold farming video. So in this video we're going to be farming Volatile Airs. Now before you do anything, make sure to check your auction house prices for the Volatile Airs to see if it's worth doing for you. The price usually ranges for about 10 gold each to about 30 gold or above or less of course. But just check your auction house price to see if it's worth doing for you. On my server they sell for about 15 gold, and I wouldn't really consider that viable on my server. I would consider anything above about 20 to 30 gold viable. However, of course, that depends on what kind of results you want and what kind of person you are. But just bear that in mind. Other than that, we're going to be farming this in the Vortex Pinnacle on Heroic mode. So just check your dungeon difficulty, make sure it's in Heroic. Otherwise, you won't get as much Volatile Airs. So for the rest of this explanation, I'm just going to go in and do the route of this farm. So as for the route of this farm, basically all you want to do is kill all the mobs up to the first boss. It's a very short route. It usually takes me about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes to complete. Now what I do recommend doing is just killing all the mobs as you see them. Don't bother gathering them up and then killing them all at once at the end, because they do stun you and they have a chance of doing a pushback on you, which can knock you off the edge. That isn't too much of a big deal, but it does waste time. If you do drop off the edge, which can be useful, because if you drop off the edge right at the end, it will teleport you back to the entrance and you can just quickly exit and reset the dungeon, which is very nice, very convenient. Just ignore these lurking tempests as they don't drop anything and they just disappear, as you can see. Other than that, you do want to be at least level 90 and above, as these mobs are level 85 and they can be a bit of trouble, especially on heroic mode. So level 90 and above. Level 100 of course is optimal. As long as you can one or two shot these guys, you should be fine. There's no gear requirement, of course. Other than that, you do need flying to get up here. If I look on the map here, it is a flying dungeon. Sometimes you won't be able to see this on the map, and that's just because you haven't discovered the area. So what you just do is just fly up to it and it will just appear. So that's useful. Other than that, guys, it's about 10 minute instance limit, so you can only do this about 10 times per hour, which is I guess standard for these dungeons. There are some other things you can do in the meantime. See, it nearly pushed me off, which can be annoying. Yeah, it does drop this item called Range Song, and you can't, binds on equip, so you can actually sell that on the auction house, but I don't think it sells for much. It's just mainly the Volatile Airs I guess we're looking for. So here we are at the end of the dungeon, or the end of the route, and I am getting a bunch of Volatile Airs, as you can see. Got 5 there, got another 5 there, so that's about 10 so far. I usually get about 10 to 20 Volatile Airs per run, and here we go. I'll kill this guy as well. And just loot these ones. And here we go. I'll show you if I jump off, I'll do this cool swirly animation. It's like a blade storm, and then I'll teleport right to the entrance. So other than that, guys, it usually takes me about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes to complete each run. So that's about 18 to 20 minutes per until I hit the instance cap, basically. Also, every 20 minutes, or around every 20 minutes, I do get around 100 to 150 Volatile Airs, which is nice. If you're lucky, you might get more, or you might get less, it really depends. You can actually use a Potion of Luck in this dungeon, however I wouldn't really recommend doing it, as the return on investment on the Potion of Luck isn't really that high, unless of course you make them yourself, the Potion of Luck with Golden Lotus, or you just get them for really cheap, I guess. But other than that, in the meantime, while you're locked out, you can either just leave an ult here and just go onto your main and do some other stuff, or you can go to this place here, and there are some mobs here which drop Volatile Air, but I wouldn't really recommend doing that. There's also a spot in the Twilight Highlands. I think there's a Twilight Gate, and there's a spot here which I haven't really discovered yet. You can farm them there, but I wouldn't really recommend it as the mobs are too spaced out, and it's just much more convenient. It's much easier just to come here and farm them. You just get way more from this dungeon than doing that. So what I do recommend doing, if you really want to farm gold in the area, you can check out one of my videos called the Silken Treasure Chests, Orb of Deception gold farming guide, and they basically, you just fly around Uldum, Tanaris, Ungoro and Silithus, and there's basically these treasure chests which spawn, and you can just pick them up, and this has a chance of dropping a bunch of transmog items, as well as the Orb of Deception, which can sell for quite a lot, about 20 to 30k on most servers, which can be useful. So that's what I do in my downtime, and then I just come back here once the timer is reset, or once the instance limit thingy has reset. Other than that, guys, I guess let's get into the gold breakdown. So I farmed this for 20 minutes and I got 102 Volatile Airs, so I wasn't too lucky with that, and they sell for about 15 gold each on my server, so that's a total of 1,530 gold. So as for a hypothetical total, per hour you'd get about 4,590 gold if there wasn't an instance limit. And the reason I'm bringing this up is just to see how viable it is. I consider anything above 3,000 to 4,000 gold per hour to be viable, whether or not you can farm it every hour or not. And it's just a way to compare to my other gold farms to see if it's worth doing for you. So other than that, as for the range of this farm, if you're unlucky and get 100 Volatile Airs and they sell for about 10 gold each on your server, you'll be making about 1,000 gold every 20 minutes. And if you're very lucky and you get about 150 Volatile Airs within the 20 minutes and they sell for about 30 gold, you'd be making about 4,500 gold every 20 minutes. So that's a range between 1,000 and 4,500 gold. Of course, it can be more than that, and of course, it can be less. It really depends how lucky you are, and depending on the price on your server. So, as for my final thoughts for this farm, it synergizes very well with the Silken Treasure chest farm with the Orb of Deception that you can get. You can just farm here for 20 minutes and then just do your route. And once you've done your complete route of the Orb of Deception or the Silken Treasure, you can, by the time you get here, it'll reset, and then you can just go back in, do it again, and fly back out, and then just keep redoing the room. So that's very handy. But I guess that's the end of this video, guys. Like and favorite if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to see more gold guides like this from me in the future. And until next time, guys, bye!